mighty ruler of Babylon. A young man named Daniel was taken captive from Jerusalem. He was among the Israelites chosen for their wisdom, strength, and good appearance to serve in the royal palace. Scene 1. Daniel and the king's food narrator. Daniel, along with his friends Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, later called Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, was brought into the king's service. They were to be trained in the language and literature of Babylon and were offered rich food and wine from the king's table. Daniel, I will not defile myself with the king's food. Narrator. One night, King Nebuchadnezzar had a troubling dream. He demanded his wise men to not only interpret the dream, but also tell him what he had dreamed. None could do it. King Nebuchadnezzar angrily, "Kill all the wise men of Babylon." Narrator. When Daniel heard this, he prayed to God. Then God revealed the mystery to him in a vision. Daniel, there is a God in heaven who reveals mysteries. Your dream was of a great statue made of gold, silver, bronze, iron, and clay. It represents kingdoms that will rise and fall, but in the end, God will set up a kingdom that will never be destroyed. Narrator. Nebuchadnezzar was amazed. He honored Daniel and made him ruler over all the province of Babylon. Scene 3. The fiery furnace. Narrator. Later, Nebuchadnezzar built a huge golden statue and commanded everyone to worship it. But Daniel's friends, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, refused. King Nebuchadnezzar bowed to the statue or be thrown into the fiery furnace. Shadrach, we will not serve your gods. Narrator. The king was furious and had the furnace heated 7 times hotter. The 3 were bound and thrown into the fire. But then, guards shouting, "I see 4 men walking unharmed in the fire, and the 4th looks like a son of the gods." Narrator. God had protected them. Not a hair was burned. Nebuchadnezzar praised the God of Israel and promoted the 3 men. Scene 4. The writing on the wall. Narrator. Years later, King Belshazzar, Nebuchadnezzar's descendant, held a great feast. He drank from the sacred cups taken from the temple in Jerusalem. Suddenly a hand appeared and wrote on the wall, "Mene, mene, tekel, parsin." Narrator. The king was terrified. No one could interpret the writing until Daniel was brought in. Daniel, God has numbered your days. You have been weighed and found wanting. Your kingdom will be divided and given to the Medes and Persians. Narrator. That very night, Belshazzar was killed, and Darius the Mede took over the kingdom. Scene 5. Daniel in the lion's den. Narrator. Under King Darius, Daniel continued to rise in power, but jealous officials plotted against him. Official at S tricked the king into making a law that no one can pray to any god or man except the king. For 30 days, narrator, the king agreed. But Daniel continued to pray to God 3 times a day, just as he always had. Official pointing, Daniel has broken the law. Narrator. Though grieved, the king was forced to throw Daniel into a den of lions. King Darius, may your God whom you serve continually rescue you. Narrator. All night the king could not sleep. At dawn he rushed to the den, King Darius calling out, "Daniel, has your God saved you?" Daniel from inside the den. "My God sent his angel and shut the lions' mouths." Narrator. Daniel was lifted out, unharmed. His accusers were thrown in. Instead, the lions devoured them. Oh God. Darius praised the God of Daniel and declared him the living God. Epilogue. Narrator. Daniel served through the reigns of multiple kings. He had visions of the future of empires to come and of God's eternal kingdom. Though in exile, he never compromised his faith. Daniel remained faithful, wise, and courageous, shining light in a dark land. Narrator closing. And so the story of Daniel teaches us, stand firm in faith, trust God in trials, honor him above all.